G'day and welcome to Eastern European TI11 Qualifiers. We are in the lower bracket elimination match between Puckchamp and X3. Puckchamp was in the upper bracket. They went down yesterday to Mind Games in a 2-0, but did show some promise in those matches. X3 did make it through yesterday in the lower bracket best of one. The gauntlet that is a best of one, they made it through. So we're going to see how these two teams go today. It is best of three. Puckchamp with Crystallize, Young G, Malik, Astral, and Lil. And X3 with Nesfia, Nananawal, Shagrat, Narink, and SMN. So initial bans coming out, the Marcy and Enigma for the side of Puckchamp, and X3 taking out the Beastmaster and the Lena. So Beastmaster, the vision control, not wanting Puckchamp to have that. And also I think it's a Puckchamp special, the Beastmaster. So just taking that out, not allowing them to play that, and immediately picking up the Dawnbreaker. So Dawnbreaker can be quite flexible with where it is played, in which position, and also the global presence that it has. It's a bit like a Spectre in that you can farm on one side of the map and connect with your team with a smoke or with a counter initiation somewhere else on the map. And similar to a Spectre is you don't want to be bound on the Dawnbreaker. You don't want to be the one that they go on. You want to be able to do that counter initiate or that follow-up stun to an initiate for your team. So it does bring the potential of healing to one side of the draft to try and keep someone alive with that Solar Guardian who has gone on. So when you're drafting against a Dawnbreaker, you tend to want to get a strong amount of burst. You don't want to take someone down slowly. You want to eliminate that initial target really, really fast, that the Dawnbreaker doesn't have a chance to get the value from the Solar Guardian heal and keep them alive. So Puckchamp, in response to the Dawnbreaker, pull out the Death Prophet and the Clockwork. I haven't been that impressed with the Death Prophet recently, but teams still seem to be valuing it in this first phase. Clockwork, very strong as that go in and initiate, cause chaos in the team fight. A set of cogs can do a lot of work, particularly if it's sort of separating two sides of the fight. And as a Clockwork, you're quite happy to go in, get those cogs down, maybe get some initial damage on someone, but just separate the fight. You might even die for it in a lot of cases if you're that support Clockwork, 4 or 5. But it might mean that your team gets a couple of picks on your side of the cogs and then can continue with the fight or continue with the push, tower push, if the like X3 decide to pull back and deny that fight to Puckchamp. I really do like the Clockwork pickup, very similar to Primal Beast, and it just causes chaos and confusion. Disruptor being picked as well. Now Disruptor, I think, is probably going to be one of the supports of the meta. Disruptor's been a bit of a risky pick for a long time because you want to level Glimpse, you want to max that Glimpse out, but the issue being is that if you get behind in a match, Glimpse is pretty much useless. It's a win more ability. You want to, if the game's even or if you're ahead, you sort of win more with it. If you're behind, Glimpse feels really bad. Now, the reason why I think it's one of the meta picks now is it's got damage now. Glimpse deals 50 minimum, 300 maximum at level 4 damage. So in the laning phase, it doesn't feel as bad anymore because it actually deals damage when you're trying to get those early laning phase kills. And it does things like cancelling blink daggers now as well when you glimpse someone back later on in the game. They just take that tick of damage and gives your team the opportunity to get on top of them. It is Radiant Spam. So the bans in the second phase, Faceless Void coming out. I think every game in the last 2 days I've seen Faceless Void's been banned in the second phase. So teams just not allowing that large AoE control to be allowed in the team fights. And not really when there's even a lot of damage to dump on top. I mean, there are the Ghosts at this point and the Crypt Swarm, but Clockwork isn't great at dealing damage inside of a Chronosphere. You've got the Flare, but that's about it. So it's just the threat of a Chrono and maybe a follow-up Snapfire pick or a follow-up just a large AoE damaging spell, an Invoker perhaps with a Sunstrike or a Cataclysm that can do a lot of damage. So Batrider and Pengo being taken out from Puckchamp. Batrider we've seen in the matches today already. Very good at grabbing an individual pick and just eliminating someone off the bat. Off the bat.
5 seconds.
Now the small benefit I see here as well, just a minor thing. Clockwork hooks in. And if it's on the disruptor, you can just glimpse them back. Just send them back out. Send them home. So you can just ruin that initiation a little bit from the Clockwork. I mean, they'll still probably get the cogs down, but the Clockwork won't be in there. Whether you want to do that or not, whether you just dump the stake field on top of them, is the choice of the disruptor player in the end of it. Visage being banned as well as the Kunkka. Yeah. So Kunkka, very strong laner, can sort of sustain fairly well and deal out the harass against most other mid laners, so that being taken out of the pool. And the Enchantress pick. It's followed up. Now, more and more, this Enchantress is used in one of two ways. Like, obviously, there's going to be the early laning domination phase. You're going to have decent right clicks, maybe with the 1 level in Impetus. You've got a creep to help you harass. And as an opposition support, it's really hard to deal with an Enchantress plus a creep clicking you. It's not something you can easily deal with. But later on is played in one of two ways. One, you are the gank tanker. Depending on the opposition draft, you are the gank tanker. You sit in the front, you max out your heal, and you just try and tank the gank and live. That's one way it's being played. Or the other way it's playing Gade is just being played as a damage dealer, mid to late game. The Impetus hits, once you max it out to level 4 and you have a little bit of mana to sustain a few uses, it's a lot of damage. It's pure. It's pure damage. So pure damage coming from a support can really hurt cores later on in the game. Dark Willow being picked up for X3. It looks as if it is going to be the 4 Dark Willow, 5 Disruptor. Dawnbreaker can be played either mid or off lane. I'm going to rule out in safe lane, but I doubt it will be safe lane. So Quap, large burst, but I can't help but think that if you're picking Quap, maybe just Puck is the better pick. Puck and Quap do a lot of the same things, but Puck gives a little bit more lockdown. And in this draft, a Puck with a Willow, terrorize into, coil into terrorize and just snap the coil, a coil into Static Storm, a coil into Solar Guardian. These are the sorts of combos I was sort of expecting here. Maybe a Puck pick could combine. So Queen of Pain will still do much of what a Puck can do with a little bit less control and a little bit more damage. Looking to clear through this Enchantress and this Death Prophet very quickly before they have a chance to heal up. The question is now for Puckchamp, is this a mid Death Prophet? Oh, and talking of Puck, Puckchamp will actually grab the Puck themselves. Now, I still stand by what I said, that I think Puck would be the much better pick for X3 in this situation. But Puck is just a great all-round hero. You're going to get that cool control, good setup for Clock. Clock can get in there. Good for Death Prophet, give the Ghost an opportunity to deal the damage. You can get up the silence, set that up on top of the coil before BKBs come out. Overall, at the moment, I'm liking X3's draft a little more. If I'm being honest, X3's draft looks a little more rounded, a bit more control, and there's a clear play pattern for X3 at the moment. Farm Dawnbreaker on the other side of the map, move around with Disruptor, Dark Willow, and Quap to get catches. Dawnbreaker joins, and at some point your carry joins in the fight as well. Whereas for Puckchamp, it's a little more scattered. You have to be very cautious around Death Prophet ulti and cooldowns. You want to try and push towers with the Ghosts. But it's not a Chen you picked here. It's an Enchantress. There's no Chen. In fact, Chen has been ignored. Chen's been ignored. Finally, it might be moving out of the meta. So, Chen's been fully ignored in this draft from both teams. In fact, we normally only see Enchantress picked up when Chen was banned. So, no Chen ban. It's been ignored. So, final picks here. Both teams looking for their safe lane carry. The Jug, PL, Terrorblade all being banned out. Monkey and Faceless Void are actually taken out of the pool as well. In terms of remaining carry heroes, I know ranged carry heroes are sort of falling out of favor a little bit at the moment, but I know Luna does really have a strong timing. Particularly, you'd be looking at Disruptor. I think Luna and Disruptor could work well together. Even Luna and Puck could work well. So Luna wouldn't be a bad pickup for either time. Look for that late 20-minute timing into early 30 minutes. EA taken out as well. Yeah, Bloodseeker is being picked quite a lot. I'm not convinced the Bloodseeker is great. Bloodseeker is only good when you have high mobility heroes that it really hurts, like the Timber or the Pangolier. Bloodseeker I've just seen not do much. Throws out a Rupture and that's about it in a lot of games. Yeah, there are a couple of occasions where Blood seems to kick off and get something done, but it seems to be the oddity rather than the norm. Yeah, I really do think in these drafts where you have a bit of a front line, Drow is quite feasible. Okay, the Morphling comes out. Gee, that's a nice draft from X3. Morphling about to join fights fairly easily and pick and choose their fights when they want to. And thinking about the morphs that are available for him, you know, the Death Prophet's very nice with the Spirit Siphon just to try and live a little bit more. Puck is an excellent steal as well, just to give you that bonus mobility to move around. Slark wouldn't be bad against the Dawnbreaker in lane, and against Morphling is pretty good as well. Slark's just a little bit risky with you know, Disrupted. Willow can be and Quap can be bursted quite easily. I think maybe they're going to look for more of a. I'd love them to pick some sort of strength carry here. I think they can synergize well with the Puck, engage early, and use these Death Prophet ults to get control around the map. Yeah, okay, so they go for the Lone Druid. The good combo with the Puck, you can fear them out of the Quill and force them to break it. Excellent combo there. Crystallized Lone Druid is a bit of a signature pick as well. So it will be the off-lane DP with Malik playing that one. Shigarret will take the off-lane Dawnbreaker. Everything else is fairly as expected. Mid Quap, safe lane Morphling, and mid Puck. So root for Morph from the bear? Absolutely. So I think the fear and the root will really work wonders against this Morphling. I'm just wondering if there's a clear Spirit Vessel carrier. Clockwork loves to grab Spirit Vessel. It just really synergizes well with the hero. So I wonder if he'll try and get a bit of an early Spirit Vessel. It's hard, but it is 4 position. So he's not, he will get a little bit of farm priority there. Vessel would be decent. Try and deal with this Morphling. I think they do need one. Enchantress might even try and grab themselves. Might even be Death Prophet. They want it a little bit faster before Manta gets online. If they get a Vessel before Manta gets online, then the Morphling is going to be very vulnerable. In terms of drafts, which ones do I prefer overall? I think both have very strong abilities. I really love the Puck. I think Puck is one of the picks right now in the meta. And I just was looking for something to combo with that Quill a little bit, and the Lone Druid is that pick. I think I'm leaning a little bit towards the side of Puckchamp. And to be honest, I think the players as well will probably have, you know, a bit more of an impact. The players from Puckchamp, I think, are tried and tested. We'll have to see how these heroes, or these players from X3, Narwhal, SMN, Nivrink, Nesfia, turn out. Just quickly do these predictions. Yeah, whatever, anything.
Oh, don't mind me. Just
So
a
smokes,
lady
2-man,
going
5-man smokes. Yep, yes. Go away. Realistic predictions, right. So 2 5-man smokes coming out here early on, just to secure some vision around. So mid ward being placed down here under the cover of a smoke. So shouldn't have been seen. So was this one as well. Both of these were planted under cover of smokes. 5-man's 44, 5-man's 42, pretty much at the same time. And that's outside of range. So both of them are not spotted out. Wood on the high ground here to track some early rotations. Just thinking about what heroes might early rotate through. Maybe just that Quap at level 6, but Wood will be close to expiring at that point. And the last ward for the side of X3.
Interesting.
Actually still making a movement around. They're looking for a bit of a first blood. They do drop that last ward. They get the high ground vision. Crystallize is seen. With the slow, they will get the slowdown, but the brambles will miss. They can get the bear damage though. I just have to run the bear home. That's a lot of damage over onto the bear. Yeah, bear's just going to run. I think he has to run home. Otherwise, he's just going to die pretty soon. So, 2 bounties going to Puckchamp, 2 going to X3. Okay, so bottom lane is going to be Crystallize on his lone druid, being supported by Lil on the Enchantress. They'll be laning up against Nimbrick on the Willow and Shagrat on this 3 Dawnbreaker. Mid lane, Puck. We laning up against the Natty Narwhal of Queen of Pain, and the top lane, Astral's going in on Nezfir, giving it a little bit of early taste of this battery assault. That's the Death Prophet and the Clockwork up against the Morphling and the Disruptor in the top lane. Puckchamp playing Puck, absolutely. They can't lose. Secured win. Call it now. GG. So, early little D wards here to control the camps, and the courier is going to be taken down as well. Ooh, earlier. No regen. 3 tangos. Does still have a couple hanging on to him. And saving his early points. So, could grab Nature's Attendance if he really does need it. The bear does look like it went back and healed. So, in terms of the laning phase here, Crystallize shouldn't really have a lot of issue. Top lane. A little bit of damage over towards the Clockwork and the Morph, but both will walk away. It's going to be hard to get kills in these lanes unless SMN sort of steps out of position on this Disruptor. I see it pretty hard Morphling dying once he gets a level in the waveform and starts leveling up that attribute shift a little bit more. Young G went for the point in the phase ship so he can try and dodge a Shadow Strike. However, there is no Shadow Strike leveled, so maybe try and dodge the Scream of Pain pick levels as well. A bit harder than the Shadow Strike though. And comes through with the slow. It's a level 2. Good burst damage they have. The Roots on top and Crystallize. He's got to dodge around it, but he will get taken down. That's the bear. Taken down. He does have a resummon when he respawns. First blood. At level 2 on Dawnbreaker, it's always a very, very strong timing. You get that Ancestral Hammer and the Starbreaker and combine that with some Brambles on top, and it's very, very punishing. Even towards a lone Druid who has almost 700 HP. So already glimpse level 2. You can see min damage 50, max damage 150. So a mobility spell that also deals damage. Very good. Very, very good. Level in waveform, so the Clockwork can't really cog the Morphling in anymore. He's going to go for it. He might even try and force out the waveform. No, just fighting. Does force it out, but Glimpse was used as well. So actually there's a bit of timing here for this top lane for Puckchamp, whether they get something done now. Battery will be up again in 10. They might have a small window where Glimpse will be down and possibly can get something done. Lanes are looking fairly even at the moment. All the cores are above double digits on their farm. In comes the swipes. They will hit, and the Curse Crown hits on top. Curse Crown will follow up, and they're going to have the damage. I think they will. One more right click coming through from the Hoodwink. Not the Hoodwink. Whoa, it's from the Dark Willow. And that's 2 deaths down the bear, and that's a resummon. No bear for 56 seconds. That really does hurt the early game of Crystallize. He's got 4 GG branches. He just didn't know it was going to be GG for himself when he bought them. Nezfir with the 2 levels in attribute shift at this time, so he's going to be very safe, strong for farming. Very hard for him to die in this top lane now, unless he's super caught out by a bit of a, maybe a Puck rotation would be the only thing that's going to catch him out at the moment. Clockwork coming towards mid, securing runes, grabs that water rune grab bottom as well, so no rune for Natty Narwhal. He's going to go look for the bounty though. He wants that bottle refill so much he's going to head over to the bounty. He will find it sitting there. Oh! Actually killed bottom lane with the Warpine Raider, Lil. Without the bear? No bear, and they just get the kill. And they're not even damaged. Gee. I would think that that's a bit of a misplay, how that happened. The Warpine Raider doesn't deal that much damage. Wowzers. New creep summoned up, so now we have the Wild Ring Ripper with the Tornado. Maybe even chuck someone back in. Top lane, going in on SMN with the Spirit Siphon. Nazsphere shifting to Agi, trying to get a little more damage. Back to Strength. And Waveform forced out for 15 seconds. Water Runes have spawned top and bottom. No, they haven't. It says they are on the minimap. That's a bug.
Denied.
The middle lane, 25 to 25-7. Quap and Puck trading very evenly at the moment. For the farm mid lane, very even at completely. The worst core at the moment is Crystallized. The bottom lane might actually be in trouble again a little bit. It might be Lil who's hunted down. There's the Wild Ring Ripper. They're dealing the damage. They both pretty much die simultaneously. Now Shagrat, he's over onto Crystallize. The swipes will miss. Will there be a root? Will there be a root? Will there be a root? The level 2 bear. Actually, no, it's a level 1 bear. I don't think there will be a root with the level 1 bear. Did grab the Savage Roar early since he had such a rough start. Needing the ability to roar them back, scare him away so he doesn't die again. Holding onto a skill point at the moment, just that the double root trick. So looking to root and then level up the bear and get the secondary root. Little trick you do for a lone druid player. In the jungle, Curse Crown will go out onto Lil. Centaur just trying to chase away this Dark Willow. We'll plant the ward, just get some vision over this river area. Both sixes, both mids have got level 6 at this point. Maybe you're looking for a side lane rotation. Dawnbreaker, nowhere near level 6 yet either to make their own rotation. Actually, mid lane, sort of Puck and Nutty Narwhal are going in on each other. I know bottom lane, Dawnbreaker did go down. And I'm just looking middle. Looking middle. Kills on both lanes. Oh, missing everything. Top lane, 2 kills, 3 kills. My goodness. That's the level 2 in the Siphon and the 3 in the Crypt Swarm doing the work. Crystallize now still holding that point for the bear. You can see he's going to go in here. Try and get that root off. Then level up as he comes through. Man, that damage from the Warpine Raider. It's 100 damage. It bounces 4 times. It can do a lot if you get some lucky bounces on it. Now Narwhal did go for that bounty rune refill once again. Trying to grab that bounty rune. Young G does take a Scream of Pain. It's level 4. The Sonic Wave. He's just trying to bait out that phase ship so he can get the Sonic Wave kill. Impetus, level 1, dealing that pure damage. You don't want to run away from the Impetus when it hits you. Oh, they're going in. They have the Fear. There's the root. Does he level up the bear? He didn't actually level up the bear. He actually level 2 Fear. Enchantress goes down the back line. This is quite an unusual build from Crystallize here with 2 levels in Savage Roar early. I thought maybe the 1 level early was justified to try and fear them back, but 2 levels, get that 6-second less cooldown, a little bit extra duration. Just really fearing himself on this lane, whether you can survive. Oh, Astral's waiting. He doesn't know there's a ward. Doesn't know there's a ward. Maybe he gets the impression that maybe he is now. Since SMN just didn't really walk up. Oh, might catch him here now though. Run around. With the battery, he's got the boots, but limps back. Maybe sent on his way. Crystallize holding that skill point again. Maybe he wants to get the true form in case the gank does come out from a Quap mainly. I don't think I've seen 2 mid laners sort of sit middle for so long and just keep... Neither of them want to give up the lane because they're both getting good farm. They don't want to give up the lane. They know that rotating to one of the off lanes or safe lanes will probably secure a kill. They're sort of wondering what's going to give them more. Sitting in this mid lane is doing a fair bit, and in fact, Lil just comes mid and they're going to push the tower. They are really content on not leaving this lane at all. They want to get a little bit of damage on this mid lane tower to throw out the Hadouken. In comes Narwhal with the dagger and Solar Guardian, but it's just going to miss. Lil will be glimpsed back. He is in a bit of trouble now. Sonic Wave is available if they need it. It'll be held. Starbreak will be enough to bring it down this pesky little Enchantress who dared to touch the mid tower. So Nevrink looking to just get some XP bottom while Chagrat was off trying to engage in that gank. DD picked up on Nutty Narwhal. Enchantress is just coming back. Lil, he wants this mid tower. Oh, gets rid of that DD. Well done. They do have a coil and will be used. Astral's coming in. Will they have enough damage? They need to use the cogs maybe as a stun. They do, but he gets the blink up onto the high ground. In comes the Bedlam. Trying to get the damage over onto Young G, but it won't be enough. Astral will tank it through. SMN coming in with the kinetic field and the Thunderstrike. And everyone will just walk away. No one dies. Sonic Wave committed. Just walk away. Malik, all while has Ghost. Exorcism is available on the top lane with this catapult. I can't help but think he's going to try and pop it, but X3, they're reading this movement. They think he wants to go in here. Yep. Glimpse is available. It moves him back. With the Wild Ring Rippers here, and the last right click is going to be enough. Malik is still holding on to the Ghost. And 3 levels of Spirit Siphon. Catapult did go down in amongst that, so no more Catapult Wave for them. But their Ghost is still available. They want to make use out of this level 6. You don't want to get a level 6 like Exorcism online and not do something with it. Gonna toss him back. Oh, try and get the Wild Ring Ripper forward. They do get the toss back. It's no connect. Oh, just level. He's 1 creep away. 1 or 2 creeps away for this Static Storm available on SMN. Everyone's coming top. Astral's moving his way up, just healing up off a creek. They want to go into this tower. Will X3 make a rotation with the Quap? Dark Willow sitting on the side with the Terrorize and the Bedlam. Exorcism opt, and I think they're gonna back up. Although Curse Crown coming through. Quap is but a TP rotation away. He does have it. Here comes Morphling. He actually waveforms in to the Clockwork, and he's quite happy to. He's gonna morph a little bit of strength, and he's gonna be fine. Clockwork will go down. Exorcism still hasn't been used on the tower. Silence with the Stomp. Solar Guardian coming up, but everyone's just going to dodge. Kinetic Field misses 2 big ultimates that didn't really get any value, and all the while the Ghosts are still going to work. That's Fear. In comes Nutty Narwhal. Oh, you don't want to be here. There's a lot of Ghosts here. There's a Quap and a Coil and a Silence. Young G being sent back. Sent back with the Glimpse. And yeah, Quap, that's certainly not a place you want to be in. Didn't even get off the Sonic Wave in that fight. Blinking into an Exorcism is always going to be a little bit risky. And Puckchamp will secure this top tower. And while this has been happening, Lone Druid, Crystallized, has been working on this bottom tower. Been getting his farm up that he wants. He's now level 9. Got the Mask of Madness on the bear. Has resummon as well, so very important. He's now got the 2 in Spirit Link, 2 in Savage Roar, 1 in the Ultimate. He's looking very, very strong right now. Very happy with where he is. Objectives are mid lane though for this tower. It is about a 3rd HP. Where's Enchantress? Bringing a creep across. Here comes... Well, actually, a Crystallized might even come in for this. He won't have True Form, but he's bringing the bear. Just to secure this tower. This is how much they want this mid tower, and it's really, really important early on to get this map positioning. And that tower will go down. So at the moment, Puckchamp still holding all 3 of their tier 1 towers. They are standing firm. Glyphfuse bottom, and they're going to defend this as well. They are not giving up these towers, and they're taking the towers of X3. That's going to slowly but surely give them a little bit more map positioning, give them a little bit more farm, and be able to make some smoke rotations that aren't super obvious on the map. Ace Rune bottom will get bottled up by Young G on the Puck. Witchblade is complete, so the damage from Puck right now is probably at a fairly high peak for a long time. Death Prophet with a BKB almost ready. Wowzers. This is going to be a very scary Death Prophet in the next few minutes with that next Exorcism BKB coming through. X3, they've decided this tower has to go. Lil is hanging at the bottom. They've drawn a picture around the jungle saying, this is not really a place we want to be, and Lil is making the retreat. I think they're just going to let this tower go. Let X3 spend a lot of time on this bottom tower. In the meantime, Puckchamp, they're just going to farm the other side of the map and go for their own rotation. They're going to catch with the coil and the silence. Astral's in, didn't quite hit with the follow-up. Possibly can still get away, but he actually, no, last right click. But in comes big Static Storm and Terrorize on top of the puck. He gets off the phase ship, and the silence does come through. He will go down. It's a little bit messy there from Puckchamp on that initiation. Just didn't quite get the stun from the clockwork. Would have been the additional damage they needed to burst down that Dawnbreaker before he tried to make a bit of an escape. And then that forced Puck to just overextend and get into that static field and terrorize. Certainly a trade that I think X3 will be quite happy with. Switch over to our net worth. So this offlane Death Prophet is just leading the net worth charts. Like, she looks large with this BKB. 15 minutes in with treads. And Null Talisman and a Wraith Band. Very interesting. I think players are starting to realize the amount of value that these basic items give, and not just your primary stat, you know? Give yourself a little bit of Wraith Band, give yourself a little bit of armor, a bit more agility. Ooh. Dung G's in. Does grab that Invis rune. Quill comes out over the top. Shadow Realm to dodge, but Astral's in. He will get glimpsed back, but the root from Crystallize will take him down. And both supports for X3 will die on that rune spawn. And now there's a big bad Crystallize. He's got True Form. Is a tier 2, potentially, on the cards, or potentially Roshan. They're heading that way. They want the big bad boss. They popped the ghost for it. Roshan is going to be dying. Crystallize has the bear. Mask of Madness will deal enough damage. Is there any contest from X3? They are not currently in a position around the map to do anything. They're just trying to get their farm up right now. In fact, I don't even know they think they know what's happening at the moment. And that's an Aegis. Ghosts are expended. Will be available again in 120 seconds, so 2 minutes time. So you got to think about the timings here. 2 minutes time for Ghosts. We have Aegis for 4 minutes 49. So they will have an Aegis for 2 minutes, approximately 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes with Exorcism available. And in that time, they might just head to a bottom lane and take a couple of towers. They might even try and attempt to take some towers without the Ghosts available. Clockwork, Astral scouting out with the Flare. We'll see SMM walking through, but knowing that you can't really go in on that. You just get glimpsed out and potentially Static Stormed right on top of him. Disruptor, just looking for some more wards at the moment. Has his mana boots. That's all he's going to have for the time being. Dark Willow, got the Tranquils. Working, we've got a Ring of Protection, maybe working towards a little bit. Bop has been silenced on the top side. Nawa will be forced to blink away and go home for a bit of a top-up. Shurgrat looking towards a BKB, only about 500 gold away, so that will really enable them to go in the fight and commit hard to get a couple of kills. Maybe even get on this lone druid if the True Form hasn't been popped. True Form though, if this goes off, bonus 8 armor, bonus 500 HP. It's really a bait to go on this True Form if you don't have overwhelming damage. And they possibly have it with Static Storm, Dawnbreaker combo. Yeah, the Quap throwing on top as well. They have a lot of damage. They could get through this True Form. Thinking about it, middle. 3 minutes 22 left on the Aegis. Will grabbing the Alpha Wolf. See how long he decides to keep that Alpha Wolf. Just getting the bonus damage, particularly with the Skellies. Skelly boys are at top and they want to push a tower. Skellies, quick dodge Skellies. Don't take the hammer damage. Yes, step off to the side. Glyph is forced out. So the skeleton army will fall for Lil. And the deny on the Alpha Wolf. Just to, you know, you don't let someone else kill your own dog. You got to put your own dog down yourself, you know? That's how it should be done. Still looking for this top tier tower. There is an Exorcism available with an Aegis. Thinking they might just pop it here. The wave hasn't been killed. Might not need it actually. The bear's just gonna kill this tower so quickly. The demolish, a bonus 40% damage on buildings. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Exorcisms come out. There's been a coil on 2, and Terrorize won't actually hit anything because BKB was already popped. Ghosts are just eating through the Morphling. He goes down. SMM, he's been caught by the Ghosts as well. These Ghosts are too scary. Back in the mid lane, Astrals found Natty Narwhal in the cogs. There is a blink available into Pucks here. Link up to the north side. Neverink looking to TP out. Is there enough damage? No, I doubt there is. That's a 2 deaths, and it's the core of X3 going down. I mean, Morphling was just relying on that Terrorize coming through to scare away this Death Prophet, but Death Prophet just popped that BKB, used that full 9 seconds, and just went to work on the Morphling. Okay, back into Static Field. Static Storm, it will just be Lil caught. True Form being popped on Crystallize. The Solar Guardian will come through and stun. Do they have the damage to get through this True Form? In the backline, Astral's trying to make a little bit of space to protect his carry. Bear is getting low. There is a resummon if needed, but it might just be that the main hero goes down. Limps back on Crystallize. He's still standing firm. Crystallize with the Bear trying to heal him up. Quill onto 2 on the backline. Broken on SMM. He wants to walk away. Young G out of mana to really persist the chase. So that tier 2 doesn't go down. Certainly not what Puckchamp were looking for in that situation. The Aegis is going to expire in 45 seconds. So I don't think they're going to get another bite at the cherry here with Exorcism up in 43. They're just going to have to bide their time here and just wait for maybe the second Aegis before they start making too many bold moves. Although even in that fight there, they dumped a lot of damage on Crystallize, even though he had the Aegis, and they didn't have enough to get through. They might even feel comfortable after seeing that to just keep going. Keep heading forward once that Exorcism is back up, even without the Aegis. Pop completed the Kyron Sange, looking for a shard, getting that Sonic Boom. Silence at the beginning and end of the blink will be very helpful against a Puck. Oh, in they come with the smoke, catching Dark Willow. Silence will be the end of them, and Shergrat, they need to bail out. There's a Young G on the way. Blink forward, Malik getting the Spirit Siphon. BKB is forced. Gonna TP away. The hook shot comes through and cancels the BKB TP. He's gonna try and Celestial Hammer away, but he's caught in the trees. The Flare's gonna scout him out, and the Quip Swarm will send him back to the death. Death with his friend the Willow in the fountain. I get a little bit of clearing these stacks. Blink on Malik, absolute wonderful pickup here. Just being able to understanding the power spike they have right now with the BKB and wanting to be able to utilize the farm that they have. There's no use having a bunch of farms if you can't actually put it to work. One Man Smoke from the Disruptor wants to potentially get some wards out. Doesn't have any obs themselves, just a sentry. So Puckchamp is still positioning around this mid tower, and with True Form available, yep, True Form available, they will be happy to try and take a fight. All the ultimates are up apart from Hookshot, which will be up in 5 seconds. This tower doesn't stand a chance. This Bear has a Desolator. Oh dear, buildings, if they ever get a chance to hit some racks, this Bear is going to eat them for dinner. Shergrat with no BKB for 20 seconds. They know it, they know the timing. Trying to get a catch on him. Young G has the Kaya available, looking for the Sange. They get the Silence with the Witchblade hits, and they're just going to hit some towers. There, Fear's back. There's back the Dawnbreaker. First Crown comes out on the Bear. They can kill this Bear once. There is a resummon. Brambles does catch him. Will actually live. I wonder if he'll TP at home. Oh yeah, he will TP at home. He does want to use the resummon. TPing the Bear home. Heal it up. They actually get away with that push on the tower. Almost down to a quarter HP. Actually, yeah, quarter HP. And the Bear lives. So they can just go again. Here's the Bear back, full HP. True Form still available. It's like nothing happened. Hook with the Cog follow-up. Coil to follow. They do have the control and the lockdown. Malik blinked in with the BKB and the Ghosts are running. Clock will die. In the middle of the fight, BKB from Shergrat. He's trying to stand his ground against these Ghosts, but the Ghosts are physical damage. They're just eating through the BKB. They're on top of this Dawnbreaker. Puck's there as well, and he will go down. You can't stand your ground with a BKB against an Exorcism. It doesn't work like that. It's physical damage. And here is the bear. Crystallized. He's at the doors. The bear is at your door, still with a resummon. He just wants to burst through those brambles. Get out of the way. Let me roar at those brambles, those stupid plants. I'll get in there. Curse ground, Ganakin on the bear. Young G actually goes in a little deep. Does have to phase shift to avoid a bit of damage from the damage. But, is that Lil? Lil's just in the middle of the base. Lil's just in. Malik giving the tip over to Lil. Lil said, where are we going in? I killed one. What are you guys doing? Yeah, we backed up, you know. You're the one stand next to the tier 4s. Lil, absolutely no fear on this Enchantress. Going in with those impetus hits with the Dragon Lance. Who's the carry now, boys? He's going to have a BKB. And guess we're going to see some more plays like that. Lil absolutely fearless. Astral, using the Rocket Flare just to scout out. One of the best tools later game as a Clockwork is just spamming that Rocket Flare. Just to make sure you have constant vision over where the enemy is. And often, as a Clockwork player and as a Dota team, even if you don't see someone on a flare, it's often where you don't see them will tell you where they actually are. So having vision and not seeing them tells you as much as if you actually saw them under the ward. So same with the flare. You can use it to push the waves, but also just to scout across the map and see what's going on. Lil C on this bottom lane wants to get a little bit of farm, but he doesn't know. The side of X3 are in the vicinity, sort of intimidating Nezfir a little bit with the impetus hit. And get off my lane. And X3 aren't really sure if this is a bait or whether he's just being really ballsy on this bottom lane. Because they say, oh, I think we'll just back up and not fight too hard on that Enchantress. Clockwork has the Hood of Defiance working towards the Yules, just a bit of survivability, but also catch, follow-up catch. I think they know that Lil is by himself bottom. Enchantress he's all alone. There's no one here besides him. TPs are all available on his team though. They can come at a moment's notice. He will just back his way out after hiding in the trees. And into the Roche pit they go. Roche has spawned. There's a shard available. We potentially have a jetpack. I think it's more likely that we grab the Lone Druid shard. Or the Death Prophet shard. The fear actually on the Spirit Siphon. That could be huge. And maybe the fear on the Spirit Siphon will be what they go for here. Out of the options that they have. Yeah, Little Friend's certainly not worth it at this point. Yeah. The shard picked up. Actually, they've already got the shard on the bear as well. So the Savage Roar applies the basic spell. Yeah, we saw that in the last high ground push. He just dispelled off those brambles. So Spirit Siphon, if you don't know, upgrade Spirit Siphon charges by 1. Very important part just in itself. And causes the enemy to feared for 1.5 seconds if they're siphoned for 3 seconds consecutively. So if you don't have a BKB and you get Spirit Siphoned, you're going to be feared for 1.5 seconds, which is often enough to die in. Flagbearer Creep is the only one left alive. Oh no, that extra gold. I mean, these towers bottom are not looking for much for this world. Jaggerat shows. Malik jumps in with the completed Hex. Silence. Not really needed at this point. Stun. Cog follow-up. Keeping in control. And the bear with the Roar. Immediate root. Crystallize with the root button on command. At the same time. I mean, Puck's just getting solo kills in the mid lane. Super Pac-Man Power, welcome into the stream. Glad to have you here. And now there's going to be buybacks have to be forced if they want to defend this tower, because this is going to die very quickly. There's no glyph. And we got a Desolator Mask of Madness Bear going to work with the Exorcism as well. They might even take 2 racks from this. If they're not going to buy back, I don't think there's any reason for Puckchamp to back up. Yeah, I think they're just going to move over and go, well, if you don't want to defend, we'll just take a second lane as well. Glimpse just to slow it down a little bit, but not too much. Glyph does come out now. Trying to save this second lane of racks. Exorcism, still with about a quarter duration. But look how fast it falls. Glimpse is available in 3 seconds. They might catch one on the way out. There is BKBs available. Savage Roar dispels. The bear might be the collateral damage left behind. Crystallize coming through the Starbreaker. And the swipes, the bear will go down for 300 gold. Crystallize, just not going to resummon immediately. Just wary that you could get caught. With the Aegis, he's feeling pretty safe either way. So that's 2 racks pulling on X3. There's potentially a smoke. Do they have a smoke? They're sort of grouping together here like it's a bit of a YOLO smoke at this point. There's 19k net worth lead on Puckchamp. The graphs are out of control. 98% says Gaben. 98% win probability for Puckchamp at this point, which, as I said at the start, you know, they pick Puck, they're Puckchamp. They can't lose. Oh, he's going to break the smoke. Puck comes through. Young G just completely ruins all hopes and dreams. And now, coming across from the side, they want to collapse on this. They know that they're out of their base. You're vulnerable. You're weak. Blink. Hex. Fear. Follow up. Actually doesn't get the BKB off in time. Young G, silenced from the backline. But Shergarat's being hit with the impetus. Pops the BKB. Navrik will go down on the Willow. Makes off the side one last step. Big Sonic Wave getting through on 2. But the BKBs are popped. The pure damage isn't enough to work through. He will blink away up to the high ground. Malik is chasing. Hex does come out. And the silence. But I think they're just going to leave him and decide that the better play is just to win the game. They will secure the Megas and be safe about it. But at this point, if they realize there's no buybacks, they might even nip a couple of tier 4s right now as well. I mean, yeah, whatever. People are dying. Yeah, GG. There's the game. So first game goes to Puckchamp in a 25k net worth lead when all comes to an end. So game 1 to Puckchamp. And looking forward to game 2 where X3 can maybe bring this to a decider.